Hello and welcome again to Let's Play Shadows of Alm. This is Policy of Madness. We're still in the Underdark, but we're just about to leave it. And this next scene here is almost as bad as the Underdark, but it will be over pretty quickly. Well,
As much as you have traveled, these last few feet to the surface have seemed the longest trek by far.
no shit.
Your relief at seeing the light of the sky is palpable, even though you are not really fleeing the black of the Underdark, rather the constant treachery. Unfortunately, even though the setting has changed, your immediate future still looks to be far from peaceful. This area has been the staging ground for many recent battles, and judging from the faces of the beleaguered elven soldiers that now approach, there may be more to come.
So, this particular scene, it seems like they are almost giving up, just abandoning the conceit that this is stained glass, because there's almost no cuts in this drow's face. It's like this drow's face is just a single pane of glass, and it kind of peters out along this sword. You know, it's cut, 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 and then it just kind of turns into one piece. I'm not sure what's going on with this helmet. It looks like a xenomorph from Alien. Not sure what that's about.
We shall never surrender the Heartwoods.
Except that they don't speak common down there. They speak undercommon. Not actually in a bad position. I could take all of you. No problem.
The Seldarine watch over us. Victory shall be ours this day.
I don't feel like I have to trust. They don't feel like he has to trust me, but he recognizes I'm in the same position. I don't want to be of use to you. Fuck you. I'm my own person. Yeah, well, my magic is more legion than you are.
Well, I thank you for coming.
Wasn't this guy standing there before? I don't know. I don't think so. You don't really know who you're fucking with here. So they don't have a hold your peace, Fifth Amendment type thing. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, I'm much more of a threat than you might have imagined. I guess that's one way of saying it. When have we heard Elisime's name? Oh. Yeah, it was in his journal. Okay, we have heard Elisime's name. What is this to do with me? Right. Yeah, this is actually bullshit. The enemy of my enemy is my friend is almost never true. I mean, occasionally it is, but most of the time it's not. And only naive people believe it. That's interesting. So maybe this whole attack of the drow on the, this little temple here, which is not apparent. I guess it was that, that little underground bit. Maybe that was the temple? Maybe that was just to steal this lantern. Fuck you. You could not kill me. Except that if I kill all these elves right now, it breaks the game. Sure you can. Fuck you. You just won't. It's very different. Obviously it is in the realm of possibility because it happened. How do you know that? How do you know that? Yeah, no shit. Although not as long as we spent in the Underdark. Alright.
Whatever you want.
So previously I was talking about crime and why, I'm sure that made the trees really happy. Why is it that it seems like poor people commit more crimes? Well, one of the theories of crime is the rational criminal. Rational criminals weigh pros and cons. One of the cons is that it's against the law, and if you get caught breaking a law, then you'll be punished. And so what are the odds that you'll get caught? And what is the penalty if you are caught? Rational criminals, to the extent that criminals are rational, do this cost-benefit analysis, and if the benefits outweigh the potential costs, if the potential benefits outweigh the potential costs, The cruel blasphemy of the drow. Yeah, whatever. If the potential costs outweigh the potential benefits, then they will not commit the crime. And if the reverse is true, then they will commit the crime. Irrational criminals do exist, but they do exist amongst the wealthy also. That's how you end up with Bernie Madoff people. Bernie Madoff was ridiculously rich. And yet he still committed this crime to steal money so that he could have even more money. Bernie Madoff was a rational criminal. You can say, well, how could he be rational? Well, that's how he's rational. Because the potential payoff was very high. What is this? Is this their temple? Anyway, we can go straight back into the Underdark if we want to. If we forgot something down here. Or for some reason we just desperately wanted to do more of the little soul catcher gem thing, which we don't. We can always go back. In fact, there are only a few places that are off limits to us. Essentially, these 3 spots right here are now permanently off limits to us. That's pretty much the only places. Oops. Alright. And the fact is that white-collar crime... oh, plenty of magic. White-collar crime, we're going to be accosted. So we'll just go wherever.
You have been waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
If that's what you want.
Yeah. We're going to kill, like, everybody here.
Keep traveling about in circles.
Distracted by trolls. This group. Okay. Pink Warhammer. Distracted and alone. Wow, Driss is already down.
Vita Morta Vita Mortis Whatever you desire.
She must have magic resistance. That's okay.
Incurtus Pulcr Imperium.
Okay. A lot of this loot is actually surprisingly shit. This one's not. We like this one. Yeah, small shield +1. This is not even that great because the armor class is, I believe this is the same armor class as the Firecrag armor. Except that this doesn't provide you with any fire resistance, like Firecrag armor does. It's inferior. Battle axe +3. What the fuck? I think that's a pretty good short bow. A lot of people, you know, were like, holy shit, Bernie Madoff, why was he doing that? He was already stupidly wealthy. And the reason is that he was a rational criminal. And in his estimation, the odds of him being caught and the possible penalty of being caught were not that great. And it's actually true that white-collar crime tends to be overlooked much more than other kinds of crime. I actually worked at a company once where a woman in another department was embezzling money from one of our clients. And she got away with quite a bit of it. It was like $60,000 that she ended up embezzling. And the company did not prosecute her. They fired her. But the only thing they did was just fire her. They didn't even ask for the money back, and they didn't prosecute her.
Nothing to it.
Alright. Yeah, because we killed Firecrag twice. Oops. Alright. What happened is that she was embezzling the money not from the company, but from one of the company's clients. And if they had prosecuted her, they would have had to admit to their client that their auditing system was so weak that one of the supervisors could get away with, yeah, this is actually a pretty good bow. But I thought that you could actually get this bow in, I thought that you could actually get that bow in, trade meat. Maybe not. they would have had to admit to their client that their auditing system was so weak that someone could get away with embezzling money for most of a year before they were caught. And they didn't want to admit that. So they basically covered it up. Alright. Let's go sell some shit. Yeah, clean up our crap here.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about this guy. Do your worst. Alright.
Just ask.
Where'd he go?
Incur.
For real, where'd he go? Shadow door. Okay. Alright.
I'm waiting. Yes.
I guess he,
You look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together.
What would you...
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
I guess he must have wild maged himself into oblivion or something. I don't know. Alright. Had they prosecuted her or done anything, you know, like that, they would have had to admit to their client that their auditing was really deficient. And rather than do that, they chose to hush it up. Rod of absorption. Dire charm once per day. Ooh, better keep that. It's not even worth that much. It's worth the same as a bloodstone amulet. Huh. Okay. So she lost her job, but she didn't go to jail or anything. And that's how it often occurs with white-collar crime. Not always, but not infrequently. Okay. What really is the purpose of this? It has this exact same... Well, maybe a little bit more. I think Fireball cuts off at 10d6, so maybe it does do a little bit more damage. But we don't use Fireball. We'll keep these. Alright.
Anything you need.
Oops. Oops. Alright.
Well, you look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together.
Fire resistance, we don't usually use that. Protection +1, we definitely don't need that. We're already immune to poison because of the Ring of Gax, which we're never going to take off. Danger Sense, we don't have any thieves. Alright. Okay.
Anything
Well,
you need, I
You
can
look
offer.
like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to...
Nothing to it.
Oh. There he went. That's where he went. Okay.
Yes. Whatever you want. Tell me all about it. If you say so.
People only tend to view the law as a moral imperative.
Of course.
Kalamshites, Tetherians, Waterdavians, they all make their way here eventually to they do.
People only tend to view the law as a moral imperative if they believe that the law is on their side, if the law protects them. Which is one of the reasons why people tend to not respect the laws of other countries very much. The law of some other country isn't on your side. And so you have no real reason to respect that law.
Yes.
And the law as a moral imperative is the other
Tell me all
model
about it.
of the law. Now I gotta wait for our sword to expire.
If that's what you want, I'm waiting.
People who view the law as a moral imperative don't view don't do this cost-benefit analysis. They see that something is against the law and they say, oh, it's against the law, so I'm not going to do it. Law reflects morality. Law is a reflection of the public morality, of the general morality of the society which has this law. And people who live in that society are going to tend to share that same morality.
Whatever you desire. Is that all? Nothing to it.
People who share the same morality as the law who view the law as a moral imperative will tend to respect the law. Why do I have this? Those people will tend to respect the law to a greater degree than just, you know, than just saying, you know, this is the law. And if I break the law, so, you know, this terrible thing is going to happen to me. I'm going to get caught, I'm going to go to jail, you know. They view the law differently, you know, than this cost-benefit thing, because the law to them is their own morality. It's equivalent to their own morality. Oops. So most people don't commit murder. And the reason they don't commit murder is not because they might get caught. Or because it's the law, even. They don't commit murder because murder is fucking immoral.
Whatever you want.
And doing something that is immoral, especially something that is as immoral as committing murder, it's just inconceivable to them.
Yes.
And in this respect, the law as a moral imperative is actually reflective of the moral imperatives
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
that people impose upon themselves. You know, because of morality. Don't need that. Don't really need that. I've actually literally never used this. Random effects. Or dragon scales. Didn't know those were worth money. It's only worth 1 gold. No, I don't need one of fire. Don't really need one of cloud kill either. Six bolts. That's the good one. Alright. Okay. Now we could go gather allies. But we really don't need any allies because we're sufficiently badass that allies are
Tell me all
irrelevant.
about it. Nothing to it.
So we're just gonna have a little sleep.
Whatever you want. If you say so.
And go take out Bodhi.
You are becoming an impressive pest. One that I am finding difficult to ignore.
Ah!
Of course. If that's what you want.
Right, we missed one. Where'd he go? Alright. Hmm. Okay. Here's Viconia.
Whatever. Vita Mortis Cario.
Wait a minute. This is the wrong way to do it.
Vita Mortis Careo. Vita Mortis Careo. Vita Mortis Careo. Io vocio te.
Yes.
Because people do not respect the law, they feel like the law does not protect them. You wind up with a situation
Verita.
you wind up with a situation in which people who are yeah, here we go. You wind up with a situation in which people who are presumed to be criminal, for instance, if the police, just assume that poor people are more criminal
What would you like?
than
Yes.
people who are not poor. Holy shit. Wow, okay. Come on, buddies. Okay. If the police believe that poor people are more criminal than people who are not poor, and treat them as such. Then you're going to end up with a situation in which people who are... I wonder if I can get out through here. Yep. You're going to end up with a situation in which the police treat poor people in a very shabby way. And then the poor people are going to get the impression, the correct impression, that the law does not protect them.
Yes.
When people believe that the law does not protect them, then they don't have very much respect, or necessarily any respect for the law.
Tell me all about it. Of course.
Your blood is rather inviting.
Okay. Okay, buddy. Whatever you say.
Tell me all about it.
When people don't respect the law, they don't obey it. That's interesting. So you wind up with the very epitome of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because the police treat people who are poor like they're criminals.
Tell me all about it.
And so the poor people come to the rational conclusion that the law does not protect them. And if the law does not protect them, then they're not going to have any respect for it. And so they're going to be more inclined, not guaranteed, but more inclined Didn't I have more hit points before? I guess not. If you remember, we had these in Baldur's Gate 1. We took them off that dude who had the, he was a, self-proclaimed expert, sword expert. I think we're no longer actually need that. So we're going to boost our strength a little. Boost our to hit and damage. That's great. Alright.
I'm waiting. Nothing to it.
Now we go down here. It's the very epitome of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Whatever you want.
People who feel like the law does not protect them don't view the law the same way that people who, yeah. Look at these saving throws. Crazy. Alright. I'm not really silenced, am I?
Well.
Vita mortis careo.
People who might otherwise have grown up respecting the law
Vita mortis careo.
instead grow up not respecting the law.
Vita mortis careo. Vita mortis careo. Io vocio te.
And people who had perfect respect for the law cease. Do you respect the law? Alright.
Just ask.
Those two traps, if you,
I'm waiting. What would you like?
if you,
Tell me all about it. Nothing to it.
And so it shall end here. Welcome. You have been very resourceful in finding me, although I did not go out of my way to hide.
yeah, no shit. I don't understand how arrogance describes this this action. Okay. So this is not a very dangerous fight, obviously.
I'm waiting.
Magic resistance, huh? That's fine.
No! No, it's mine! This life is mine!
Alright.
Whatever you want.
So now Bodhi goes back to her little lair here. Oh.
Yes. Tell me all about it. If you say so.
Alright. Holy shit. Okay. Those books are important if you
I'm waiting.
had a romance going and you need
Yes,
instructions
that's
on what to
you
do.
want.
Yeah, I think that actually weakens the vampires. But I can't be 100% sure. Because I can't tell the difference. Alright. Oh, okay. I think we're done here. We're just going to re-explore.
Is that all?
I think we can re-explore. Yeah. Ultimately, that's how crime ends up being more prevalent in poor areas, because some people do view crime as a rational act, and their opportunity cost is reduced if they are poor in comparison with people who are more wealthy. And then there are people who don't respect the law because the law very clearly does not respect them. I think I'm going to send my lizard eye down here. The hell? Wow, what?
I'm waiting. Yes, nothing to it.
I gotta see what's going on there.
Tell me what is it?
Oh shit. Okay. That's not something I expected to happen. Here's the lantern, which for some reason is called a lanthorn. We have more stakes now than we'll ever need. Alright. So actually that's it for this time. We're just going to wait for this to wear off. Wow, so glowing skeleton warriors. Who knew? Just going to wait for that to stop. And then we'll exit. Oh, don't think I explored there. Let's take those out.
I'm waiting. Just ask.
What?
Yes. Tell me all about it.
Now the question at this point is really, why do vampires keep stakes around?
I'm waiting.
But I guess that's a question that's unanswerable. So next time we'll be going to these areas. We're going to explore them all the way. And then we're going to have to go back here and talk to what's-his-name to advance the plot. So join me then. Later.